What is normal? Perfection of projecting the best perspective of oneself by simply being. No additives. More pure than the innocence of unpicked cotton in the fields. Inspiration from the universe molded you into you, the normal you. The unmistakable presence of inspiration and innovation. Everything passing interest into your subconscious molded into one. Taking every lesson to create new ones. Creating a path, opportunity, adventure, lifestyle. The congregation in one's mind that comes together to determine what lies ahead. For you, the normal you. So what is normal? You are. And we are Knormul University.
Everybody, this is episode 8 of DynastyRFTV, and today we are here with, introduce yourselves.
Aaron Johnson, founder of Knormul University.
Jerome McFadden, founder of Malmatixs IG.
All right, so first question, well, we know who you are, but what is Knormul University?
Knormul University is really a collective of different services. It's also pretty much like a way of life. The whole purpose of Knormul University is I live my life every day, and I'm showing other people by example how to really be the best version of you, which is just to be yourself. A lot of people say they want to be different, but for you to be different, you have to be something other than what you already are. So the whole purpose of Normal You is just you being yourself, because nobody can be you like you can.
Okay, and how long have y'all been in business?
I actually started 2012. I think 2012 was when I first actually came up with the concept. As of late, I think like the last year and a half, I really was able to take it and catapult it and actually make it a solidified company.
All right, now, and what about you? How long you been around?
Well, I just started. I came up with the idea for Malmatixs in 2015. I had to take a break on it because I got shipped overseas, but Malmatixs basically represents filling voids within your life. I feel like everybody lives with voids, whether it may be filling a void of a person that you lost, filling the void with like drugs, alcohol, anything like that. That's what my brand represents. So one of the main symbols to my brand is the parentheses X. In equations, you're always searching for that X. So within my brand, that X represents the void that you're always searching for, that you want to feel.
All right, now, who and or what do y'all credit as y'all's inspiration for what you do?
Mine really started from just being artistic. When I was in middle school, I would take as many art classes as they would allow me to take, and then once I got in high school, I was taking 2 every year. I actually won some high school like statewide competitions. Then it went from actual like I guess painting and drawing to actually getting to the graphics side of it. And then I think I took 1 course when I was in high school at a career center, and then after that it spread everywhere. It went from, either music, producing, any way I could create something. I was trying to tap into it to see what worked best for me, and then it eventually got onto clothes. So that's where we are today.
I would say mine came probably when I was in middle school. That's when I was able to really start, dressing the way I wanted to, get into it. And then I started getting into art. So in high school, I started doing like drawing portraits, stuff like that, and kind of like him from that point, it kind of got into clothing. So a lot of the ideas that I may come up with or see, like I like geared it towards putting it on clothing, and being able to show the world my idea on something that I love, which is clothing. So
yeah, just wearing your art.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so what was the realization that this was your passion?
And this is all I've known for so long. there was really no turning point. It was kind of one of those things where I was always into it. And if there was a turning point, it was so long ago I can't remember. Because that's all I've ever done was either be creative, creating something, trying to either revamp something or give it another definition. Like the whole thing about normal. Most people think normal is just either boring, average, when in actuality, you can ask anybody to impersonate somebody, but they can never be that person. So to me, being normal is like truly being different. It's just one of those things that kind of go under the radar. People don't really value who they really are, because that's something that somebody else can't do. But yeah, when I was younger, I mean, that's pretty much all I've ever done. I mean, whether just drawing, and also just looking at, I was never really into photography like that. I mean, this day and age, everybody has Instagram, so everybody's a photographer in some type of way. But just seeing angles, images, colors, that's definitely, yeah. But yeah, man, I just realized, I was like, dang, man, I've been out of high school about 10 years now. So it's just a part of my everyday life, so I never really have a timetable when it comes to that. But yeah, it's just good that I can actually, create something that the world appreciates.
Same question.
What's the question?
How did you realize this was your passion?
I've always been into fashion, always. I credit it to my family because my sisters and my mom always tried to keep me in some of like the best stuff or like some of the dopest stuff. And then it got to a point where I couldn't afford to get it on my own, or they couldn't afford to get it for me. So at that point, you kind of try to create your own. And from that, like in the middle of high school, I came up with the idea. I was like, well, forget it. I'm gonna just start my own clothing brand. And it took a while for me to actually sit down and come up with it. But once I started going, that was it. And then he just pointed at me with the colors. My color schemes are crazy. I've always been told the colors that I can put together, you wouldn't think they would go, but when you see them put together, you're just like, damn, like that's dope. So that's one of the things I think I try to play off of with my clothing brand is not having everything match. Like having crazy colors that you wouldn't think they go together, but when you see them, it's like, dang, that's a dope piece.
Okay, so one thing I can say that I love as far as being a millennial is we're in an age where everyone is creative. So with that being said, is there anyone around that you've collaborated with?
I mean, that's the funny part, because even just in nowhere, it's 4 different brands. So we're all a collective, but we all have our own standalone brands. And the narrative around South Carolina, and I know this mainly through music, is a lot of people want to be that first person to either make it or break out. They don't really value the fact that you have so many other people that you can collaborate with, and that's going to end up helping you get to the promised land faster. So it's funny, like it was like a web of how all of us came together. I got in touch with him through one of our other business partners, and then he needed his logo done, so I did the logo for him to help get his brand up and running. But I met Hassan, who introduced him to me through one of my other friends from like years ago when we were doing music. And then when they were at Upstate, I met him. We didn't know years later we'd be working together. And then the other, our other business partner, I knew him through a co-worker, and we had been friends for years. And then one day I hit him up about, getting into the shoe game, and a year later, now here we are. We got our own store, so it definitely went a lot faster. I was expecting like next year, and here it is. April 2018.
Man, I think I met Hassan freshman year of college. We were roommates, and we had always had this idea of having our own clothing brand. And then I guess now, as you see, like me and Hassan are business partners. He introduced me to Knormul, and I mean, from that it just evolved into this. Yeah. It's crazy how it happened, but I guess it was meant for it to happen.
Now, do you have any signature pieces here from either one of your brands that you can show?
I mean, I got.
You got a rack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start so you know.
Well, most of the stuff I got is sold, but I mean, I don't know how you want me to. Got some pieces. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Treasure Beauty tee. Yeah. It's the back, and the way I do mine, I date tag all of mine. So since I make all the clothing myself, the printed pieces. Each one of them, a lot of people don't know this, but each one of them will have either the size and the day and the actual time that I finish completing it. So that's what all of the information is down there. People ask me all the time, what is that number and what is those dates? But it's when I actually finish the piece. I just like to actually show from start to finish, from when I initially came up with the design to the actual printing process to bagging it up, shipping it, whatever. But that's the actual time I actually completed the piece. So it's a little tidbit people don't know. See what else do I have? This you'll be seeing more of soon. This is our collaborative, Knormul USA. I released this one at the last event. So another 3M piece so you can enjoy the light. It's a Minister Sobriety T-shirt. Everybody knows Old Dog, Kane. I just included the timestamp in the actual image. What else do I have? Oh yeah. Yeah. Everybody. Yeah. This is pretty self-explanatory, but I just thought it was genius to actually have him write out the signature for Knormul University. And then again, the size and the date and stamp. But and another thing, this is actually my handwriting, so it's not a font. People ask me what font this is, and I'm like, it's my handwriting, so you can't get it. What else do I have? Another one. Got windbreakers, means different. Fanny packs. They glow in the dark. It messed him up. This is a bomber jacket. I actually might bring this back because a lot of people didn't know I had it last year. It's just NASA got the patches. I actually stitched these on myself. That too. Then I had this embroidered on the back. Let's see, and just a little stuff. The spring summer stuff I'm still working on. So I don't have too much right now.
I'm about to say, is one of those shirts finished?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just that main.
Just takes the color palette.
Yeah. This is from
color scheme.
Yeah, this is from my variant. I kind of played off the fact that how everybody talks about my colors that I put together crazy. So one day I was just sitting on the couch and I was like, I technically just got a taste for color palette. And I sat there and thought about it and I was like, I should throw that into a design. And so that's pretty much what I came up with. This will be releasing soon, and then also the hat that I have on. You probably can't see the colors show up too good, but maroon color hat with navy blue and forest green embroidery on it. And you have the established date on one side and that parentheses X on the other side. So those are the only two pieces that I really have here right now.
We got a lot of ideas for that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things. We're trying to change. We're trying to, I guess, create a cultural shift. Because whenever we bring an individual, one of our brand's ideas to the forefront, everyone collabs to help, either enhance it or to come up with a better idea to make the best version of that. So it's kind of like, not necessarily, we compete, but we kind of like help each other to have better pieces.
Yeah.
So it's like friendly competition, not the whole I'm gonna tear you down just so mine look better, because we all individually came from our own set of collective groups, and we each individually were the one that stood out, that had that drive. So for all four of us to come together, it's pretty interesting when we all collectively together.
Yeah, there's some crazy ideas that get thrown around in here.
Yeah, I mean, some of them we have to archive, but majority of them you would be surprised. It's like, okay, that actually works.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that you did talk about just a minute ago, you brought up your new store. So can you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, Nowhere USA is where we are now. we want to recreate the experience of shopping. So that's another reason why, you know, the location that we have, you can't just walk in and out. You either have to, you know, come by appointment, you have to be invited, or, you know, because we want it to be more personal. We want it to be, when you come in here, we don't have 50 other people that aren't supposed to be here, that we can't really tailor, you know, the visit to you. So when you come in, you can, you know, custom order stuff, you can have stuff printed. We'll have, you know, more, we're in the beginning stages now, but we'll have more to offer. But we want to create an experience when shopping, as opposed to just on going in and looking, probably not gonna leave with anything. We want you to actually remember your visit.
Definitely, that's one thing I can speak to too, is I'll continue to go somewhere and shop if I feel connected and I have a dope experience. Like, it's nothing for me to walk in H&M and just grab something, or Dealers or Belt and just grab something and leave. But like, I went to this little small shop in Atlanta, I can't remember the name of it. But the experience that I got, like, from going and shopping in there was just like, if I'm ever back in Atlanta, I'm definitely gonna go by there. So I think that's one thing, is you gotta make people feel connected with all the brands and the actual shopping experience, because once they're connected, they're more so prone to come back to you and for that experience, yeah.
Because it was like the one shop when we went to LA, the whole theme of the store was an apartment. But it was like, they had it sectioned off to where they had like the old VHS TV, you know, system, and it was like playing old VHS tapes, and then they have a dresser. And on the dresser, they would have like a piece of clothing hanging, but the piece of clothing was actually for sale. So it was like they had the old Biggie posters, the Tupac posters, like it had a real 90s apartment type vibe, but it was a store. And I was like, I'm never gonna forget that. Like, I'm gonna find a way to harness that experience and create that for, especially on this side, on the East Coast. It's not, you're not too prone to see something like that, especially in South Carolina. But that's where we come in. We want to create that vibe, that experience for customers. Because even just a walk up through the store, like people
getting
like,
here is an experience.
Yeah.
Like, I bought a friend here a couple days ago, and he was just like, bro, like, just the scene, like, the feeling of the place is just dope. Like, you just get the whole experience when you walk from outside all the way in. I think we just picked probably one of the best locations that was out there to gain people to get that experience.
Most people don't even know it's out here. I mean, I didn't know.
Nah, and then it's funny because every time somebody comes out here, it's like, hey man, I think I'm lost. You're not lost, you're in the right place.
So, exactly how it is.
Now, looking on your website, I noticed there are other things that you do besides clothes. The first one I want to bring up is Knormulu Sweets.
Yeah. My lady's actually, she's the one who's behind that. Whenever we do pop-up shops, we'll usually have, you know, one of the desserts that she makes. And if you buy something, you usually get a complimentary piece. The honey bun cake seems to be the favorite. But yeah, that's an extension of the brand that we're working on getting to be more involved. But yeah, it's definitely getting a reputation pretty fast. I'm trying my best not to eat so much. So.
Okay, the second one I noticed, I see that you do a lot of logos. Is that something that you still, you know, I guess people buy logos from you?
Yeah, it's better now because I can offer bundles to where you can get your logos and you can get like your first 10 shirts for a discounted rate. Since I started printing, I actually do printing for other customers, but yeah, I still do logos. I actually got a couple clients I got to finish up, and that's why I have cause I have two different websites. One is for the actual store, and the other one's like online portfolio to see other brands. I've helped a lot of brands last year, and I didn't even realize it. But that's really what I'm about. I like to see other people succeed. It's enough money out here. You know, some people say, oh, you know, people say that, but they don't really mean it. No, it's enough money out here, especially if you're good at what you do. People are going to be loyal to you if you're great and you really go all in for what you do. That's why I'm not worried if someone else comes along and try to duplicate what I do, because you really can't. I'm always going to be a step ahead of you. But yeah, that's really one of the things that I really enjoy, is like seeing other people succeed, seeing their faces when, you know, their actual, they couldn't materialize their idea, and for them to shoot me the idea, you know, I'll lace it up and send it back to them, and they're satisfied with it, you know. That's definitely something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, I definitely can speak to that. Just with that taste for color palette. See, that tee was just something that design was just drawn out on a piece of paper, and you know, we sat down and within what, like 15, 20 minutes.
It might have been 15, yeah.
Like 15 minutes, boom, and I was just like, yo, I love it. And then I just threw the colors in there, and then from that it just, even when we first met.
Oh yeah.
When we first met, we went to like a bar or something, and just like I say this, I wouldn't have a lot of the knowledge and know a lot of stuff had I not had that sit down with him. He definitely will help you if you willing to put in the work. I'll say that. You gotta be willing to put in the work.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
a big thing is I like presentation. A lot of people overlook that. I can speak from either a musical standpoint, when somebody just hands you a CD. Now, if they give you one and it's in plastic, it's plastic wrap and a professional cassette or
CD tape.
That whatever the case, whatever. Yeah, I can't think, but you're more liable to take that as opposed to somebody giving it to you in a sleeve with nothing on it. So when it comes to like my packaging, you know, I make sure I got my custom tape, I got stickers, magnets, custom bags with, you know, the logo information, so you can follow me, keep along with the journey. You can watch the behind the scenes footage. All of that is important. Granted, it might get thrown away, but it's an investment to get that person's attention for that first 10 seconds they're opening their package. Because I get a lot of people who order from me, and they'll first notice either the tape on the box, then they'll say, oh, I got a sticker. Oh, it's a bag. I got it sealed closed. I got to open the bag. It's got a tag on it. You know, it's got a price tag on it. So they feel like, you know, it's special to them as opposed to just getting something in the mail and it's just in a plastic bag. You know, all of that makes the difference with whether or not somebody's gonna shop with you again, or if like, oh, I'm just doing this just to support them. Because you really want somebody to really like the brand and want to be attached to the brand as opposed to, oh, I'm just doing this just to see somebody from South Carolina make it. But yeah, I share with him all of my, you know, with everybody in, you know, my media circle. And then two, just a little plug, we're looking to start a podcast once we get everything finished with the, you know, get the shop up and running. And one of the biggest things that I would like to bring to the table is information for people who are starting their brands, whether it's legal information, outlets, stuff like that, to where people can really have, you know, they can be prepared, because once you get out there, you don't really know who's going to try to, you know, take your stuff.
Definitely. That's one thing. The paperwork and the legal aspect of it. Luckily, like, my sister is an attorney, so she got to walk me through some of the stuff. But then at the same time, some of the stuff I had to learn on my own. So I would rather pass that information down, so the young generation behind me doesn't have to go through all of that extra stuff, than to hold it for myself, and it's just like, for what? Like, the person that I'm holding the information from could be, you know, the one to take me to another level. So
ain't taking no money out of my pocket.
Exactly. So I mean, at the end of the day, that podcast is definitely gonna be geared towards like our brains and showing off, like, you know, newer pickups that we may have gotten, or, you know, stuff like that. But it also be informational stuff that you can gain from it too.
Pretty well rounded.
Yeah.
Now, are there any other future endeavors aside from the podcast that you can speak on?
Not yet. Not yet. I know what you're thinking. But not yet.
Okay. I know some things you got to keep under wraps right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, aside from that, was there, you know, maybe anything important I might have missed? Anything that?
Sneakers. We're definitely trying to. I don't really know the sneaker culture around Greenville. Majority of the people who I either follow or that's in my immediate radius, it kind of seem to be, they can only get their hands on to what's dropping. With us, like, you know, we're getting, you know, Hassan and Jerome, you know, in it too. We pretty much can get just about, as long as it's in your size, because a lot of people ask me for women's shoes and they wear 13. I'm like, bro, it's not gonna happen. Long as it's, you know, it's in your size, it's real. There's another thing, they see concepts and they see, you know, mock-ups or either knockoffs, and they ask us, can we get them? I'm like, no, I can't because it doesn't exist. Long as it's within, you know, if it's like some retro or something like that, we'll, you know, we shoot prices, you know, we'll get quotes and we'll order them for you. You can either come pick them up or we can have them shipped to you. That's one of the services we have. And Shamant, wish he was here, he like really takes the lead. He kind of showed me everything that I know, and I just, you know, took that knowledge and ran with it. But yeah, we definitely want to like establish like a bigger sneaker culture here, because I know Charlotte is popping up there. They actually have events like I forgot. We went to one a couple months ago, but I'm really trying to feel, because a lot of people ask me, oh, I want Yeezys, I need Yeezys, and I'm like, well, do you really know how much they cost? Yeah. Do you know how, you know, the sizing is? Because you'll mess around and get your true size, and then be mad at me because you can't return it because it's too tight. So it's yeah. Thanks, Kanye. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much, I think, really the only thing that you missed, I believe. Everything else was pretty dead on. So
styling.
Oh, yeah, you speak for that.
Yeah, I'm getting into styling now. So as of right now, I have one person that I'm working with. He's an up-and-coming artist, and I'm styling his music video. But anything styling-wise, I pretty much can make it look for you. Color schemes, whether it be business wear, casual wear, street wear, even lounge wear. I'll style you in lounge wear.
Yeah, you gotta check his fit grids because it gives some ideas.
Yeah,
definitely.
So styling too is definitely something that I guess I'm more familiar. Me and Hassan.
Yeah.
Me and Hassan kind of do the styling portion, but I feel like we're trying to offer all of that in here.
It's like everything. Yeah, why settle for just having one thing when you can have a conglomerate of, especially if everybody is, you know, talented in those different ways, why not offer everything in one place?
Yeah. One-stop shop.
Yeah, nowhere. It's funny you say it. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, and well, let the people know where they can contact you, buy your clothes and everything you have. And
I try to keep it simple. All my social media is Knormul USA. That's Knormul. A lot of people like to put an A in there, but it's UL. It's Knormul USA, Instagram, Facebook, my website. It's knormulu.com. It's the quickest way because it's a portal. You know, select art, clothing, you know, so it'll send you in the right direction. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm in right off Instagram. My personal Instagram is @classy_swag, CLASSY_SWAGG. And then the one where you can go to find clothing and like the fit grids and everything is Malmatixs, MALMATIXS.
Check those fit grids, cause I mean anywhere from like Antisocial Social Club. You know, people don't even know what that is. But anyway,
check the fit grid. It will open you up to brands that you
never
knew about.
Yeah.
Or you never knew existed, or pieces that you didn't even know a lot of these brands have even came out with. So
yeah, like people are just finding out about Supreme.
Yeah,
and Supreme's been popping for a long time.
A lot of people don't know about Profound Aesthetics.
Yeah, so
I got some crazy jackets on there for that. So yeah, check them out.
all right, people. Well, this has been episode 8 of DynastyRFTV. Signing out.
Take my city to rise with me. Prophecy on the beat. Who gon' ride with me? Face card good, but no need for disguises, B. Look me in my eyes as I ride on my enemies up the tower. I'm running the race vertical. I see mistakes clear when I'm looking from a bird's eye view. So good or bad guy, just know my name is in the sky. Never be forgotten or separated from Delhi.